going on, world? Welcome to the Life Malcolm Show. I am your host, Life Malcolm, right here on In Touch News. Just gotta, as is my custom, give a big shout out to Mr. DJ CEO for making this possible, and Mrs. DJ CEO for making this show happen as well. And very happy. I'm not going to just go on and on about them today. I do that all the time, but got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Not really, but sort of. I got a couple things I want to talk about, but a lot of stuff I want to say about it. And so I'm not going to belabor the intro as much as I would ordinarily do by telling you how wonderful these In Touch News producers are, man, for making this thing happen. But you should know that I really appreciate them. And my mystery man behind the board, I'm sure y'all still don't know who it is back there doing this thing, making this all possible. And, of course, you can call in or tune in at, I'm not sure how you're listening. That's why I always have to say this in case you don't know. But, of course, www.intouchnews.com, or you can tune in via the YouTube channel, the In Touch News YouTube channel, or you can go to the In Touch News Facebook page and catch us there. And you can leave comments and what have you, and say stuff, and it's somewhat interactive, if you will. Also, I want to tell you that that you can call in at 813-444-5 9588. It's right behind me. I'm 813-444-559588. Hold on. DJ, hold on. Wait, watch this. Wait a minute. All right, got it. That's what happens when you. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me the other day, and it might have some bearing on my bearings right now. But it's 813-444-9588. All right, and that's where you can call in. 813-444-9588. Call in and holler at your boy, man. So, all right. So I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna send my man a picture right quick, because we were supposed to put it up last time I was here, and we didn't get it up, man. Somebody said that to me. So I just sent you a picture, man. I want to get that picture of me and Ricky up, if we can do that. Because, I just emailed it. That's the best way? All right. Because we didn't do that last time. Of course, last week we didn't do the show live because of the hurricane stuff. And I hope everybody made it through the hurricane all right. At least everybody I hope everybody made it out as best you could. Man, Spectrum, I switched for years, man. I am a loyal dude, like loyal. I still had the same phone number I had for almost 20 years with T-Mobile. I had, still live in the same house I've been living in for 20-something years. Had Verizon. I had GTE. Then they switched to Verizon. Then they switched to Frontier, and I was still with them. And then I don't know why. I really don't. Maybe it was his brother. He just seemed like he, I guess, could use help, support, or whatever you want to call it, man. And the brother was like, man, I'm working with Spectrum, and he sold me this idea that Spectrum was the way to go. And Frontier had been kind of, I had been a little disgruntled, but loyal though, and so I was just sticking with him. But when Brother Man came through with this Spectrum, I jumped on this Spectrum thing, man, and I swear it's the worst thing I ever did as far as my entertainment is concerned. Man, this thing is terrible. Spectrum, not only is their service spotty, and that's maybe the best way to put it. Not only is their service spotty, the customer service is another two-syllable word that starts with an S and ends with a Y. with two T's in between. It's unreal, yo. Like I work from home and I have a job that's pretty important to to a lot of people, including me. And I, they don't I don't have internet. Like and they trying to blame it on the storm, but the storm been gone for like 5 days. I didn't lose power or internet until like Sunday. And they can't get my internet back right, man. And and the customer service is absolutely spotty, I guess. Is yeah. So not happy about that. But I am happy that the hurricane only left a few branches. Blew down one of my banana trees, though, so we lost the banana tree. But banana trees are resilient, so I'm sure that it's gonna bounce back. But just some branches, and I think maybe uh, I gotta tell you, I was really pleased with Tico this hurricane go round. They were able to maintain my power. You know what I found out though, in the article that so like when the last big hurricane came, well I guess I call it the last big hurricane. For me, it was the Irma, uh, 2017. I had just gone off to law school and was I was in Homestead. I didn't know my way around. I needed GPS to get everywhere. Like I had just got there, just moved there. First time living there, just moved there. Didn't know anything, nothing, nowhere. And I know how sometimes the power goes out, and I did not want to be in Homestead in a place in the like where all the lights were out. It was completely dark and no electronics or electricity, and I couldn't find my way around. So I made my way back to Tampa where I could find my way around in the dark. When I got home back here to Tampa, um, I was hunkered down as they say for the hurricane, and I live. If you know where the Checkers is on Nebraska and Florida, Nebraska, like I don't live too far from there, so I live, and I think they call it Seminole Heights area, and my mother lives maybe 5 minutes away driving, 3 to 5 minutes. Let's say 3 to 5 minutes away driving. And my godmother lives maybe let's say 7 minutes away driving. My godmother had power. My mother had power, and I didn't have power for like 6 days, and I could not understand why. But I saw this article the other day that said that Tico shut off the power downtown proactively. They shut the power off downtown when such yeah, like storm events occur to protect their equipment and infrastructure or what have you. So I'm not saying that that power shut off they announced or shared with the article writer this past hurricane was in play when the Irma thing came through, but it sure enough helps me at least I suspect, and it provides the best explanation as to why I don't have any damage, no power lines down, no none of that, but I don't have no power, and just 3, 4 minutes up the road, 7 minutes up the road, all my people got power. Thinking that because I'm close to downtown, they just be turning my power off. But fortunately, this time just had a few flickers. The lights flickering on and off. Almost seemed like somebody was playing with me though. Like had me on the edge. I didn't know. I forget what. Maybe it was Thursday night, maybe Friday night. I can't remember. But I wasn't sure if I was gonna wake up hot because the power went off. While I slept. But fortunately, just some flickers and maybe all together, including like the longest outage, if you will, only out of power for about maybe an hour. And so definitely, definitely glad about that. But, we were prepared. We were ready, man. I got a generator. That time I was out of power for 6 days. I had a friend of mine brought me a generator, so I had a borrowed generator, but I couldn't depend on it, and it was absolutely necessary. That Irma hurricane, man. So I learned how to use a generator for a house. Like, I never used a generator for a house. Some of you might know I used to build buildings, so I'm familiar with generators. We used to have to run them for outside construction and stuff like that. I'm familiar with that, but when it's even if it's not your own generator, if it's a borrowed generator somebody trusts you with, you have to make sure you maintain it. When I worked the construction site, I didn't have to do that. The owner, the dude who owned the construction company and the generator, made sure it had oil and gas and whatever it needed. Of course, we would fill it up with gas, but he maintained it and made sure that we didn't overload it, because he had a serious interest in that. During the Irma, the borrowed generator experience made I had to take care of it like it was my own, because if I ever needed to borrow it again, right, I need to be able to get it. So, but I learned how to deal with a generator like a generator owner, and learn how to work a grill. I just started grilling in 2015. Never grilled before 2015, but so now it's 2017. September 2017 is when Irma came through. So I got my grill. I've got some grill techniques going on. I'm doing all right, but without power, and with limited food resources, because you couldn't just run to the grocery store, I had to start figuring out how to do some things on the grill. So I learned how to boil water on the grill. I actually cooked spaghetti on the grill, and it's amazing. It was a scientific feat to get this big pot of water to boil on this grill. You might be like, boil water? That's nothing. But it's not. It's different. And I cook every day. And cooking on that stove, boiling that water on that stove, that's one thing. But getting water to boil on the grill without burning up your pot, burning the handles off the plastic, I'm saying, it took some science and some work, but we got it done, man. We had that spaghetti. I wouldn't recommend that though, because you got smoke infused spaghetti, like carbon monoxide spaghetti or something. But it got us through the hurricane, but this time around we were prepared. We had the generator ready. Man, had the grill ready. I got a super duper grill now. Back then I had the grill one, but now I got a dope grill. I can roll the heat, the fire down, and roll the coals back. It's dope, right? So I'm ready. I went and bought 15 gallons of gas, 3 5-gallon gas cans full of gas, because I just knew Tico was going to get me again. And, man, we stocked up on, food that didn't require fridge or fire, apples, oranges, mango, avocado, tomatoes, what else did we have? Grapefruit, bananas, all that stuff, right? And so, we set up at water, did some things that, made sure that we were ready for the hurricane. And this hurricane turned the other way, and I could not show out for my family and show them how well prepared we are to survive in case of a storm. But, of course, that, some people would say, is a blessing. And so, obviously we have to talk about my face. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. I just want to say I hope that you made it through the hurricane, all right? And if not, I hope I said something to help you prepare for the next time, even if that means switching from Spectrum and getting solar power panels so Tico won't turn your lights off and you'll be in bad shape. Or get a generator. All right, look, we're going to take a break, and we'll see you on the other side of the break with the Life Malcolm Show. I'm your host, Life Malcolm, and we'll be right back.
This is the recipe you've been waiting for. A little touch of smooth mixed with a big touch of soul.
This is how we do it.
We are In Touch Radio.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837. 813-476-4837.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837. 813-476-4837.
All right. Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show, right here on In Touch News Radio. I am your host, Life Malcolm. And you can call in at 813-444-9588. Call in, man. Holler at your boy. We're going to talk a little bit about poetry. I made an announcement about that, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about poetry a little bit, but there's some other things I obviously had to discuss because we can't act like we didn't have a whole hurricane, and so I do want to appreciate the fact that over the course of time I've learned how to deal with these hurricanes. And listen, I'm trying to tell you how to deal with them too, man. You got to get your generator. If you live in Florida and depend on TECO, let me say Tampa, Florida, or anywhere that you depend on TECO, go get you a generator. That they will have you without power, player, and you don't want that. So, yeah, the generator joint. I got it when they said the colonial virus was coming out, and that I tell you, it's 2 days that I really felt like I became a man. The day I went and bought my own generator. It was one of those days, like when I rolled up out of Home Depot, as my mother would call it, Home Depot, with that generator, player. Oh, I knew I was a man. Look here, my peoples weren't gonna be looking at me crazy while these people across the street got lights and we don't. No, so I felt like, and the other day, of course, is when I told my mama she ain't had to pay mortgage no more. I got during the 2 days when I manned up, but yeah. Generator. I need to buy my mama a generator. That'll make me a man on top of a man right there, I guess. I don't like the way that sounded, but that'll make you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so my face. Let me tell you what happened. In my mind, right? Even in my eyes, like when I look at myself, I still kind of look like that dude that used to get out there on that basketball court. Drop step, lay up for two, drop step. I know I can't slam dunk no more, I know that much, but I still think I got my drop step, still got my little fake, my little quick, in my mind, all that works. Woo, boy, but let me tell you, the other day I got out there with my youngest child, my baby. Shout out to Yeezy Breezy. Shout out to all maturing. I can't just shout out one and not shout out them all. What's up, Miles? What's up, Ace? Hey, grandbaby, Rin in the building. All right, but the baby and I were out here, and like when I say baby, she's I think she's 13 years old. And but she's probably like 5'9", 5'10", solid. And she has all of the stuff that young people has, like fast twitch muscles, strong bones, and athletic agility and whatnot. And so here I am out here trying to play a game to 7. I think back in the day we used to play to 21, right? Or 11 by 1. But now I'm just trying to play to 7. Man, I done fell one time. I done fell back one time. Then about sprained my left hand and wrist. But then, after that, I am out here and done messed around and done fell face first on the ground. You see this? Face first on the ground. I'm talking about, bam, I'm 47 years old, never had a nosebleed in my life. Man, my nose was leaking so much blood. I'm face down on this basketball court. My baby standing there watching me, probably terrified, and blood is just pouring out of my nose. I'm just laying there almost helpless. But I did get up and finish the game. I had to show her that, we don't quit. We fall down, but we get up. I think that's the song. We fall down, but we get up. And we got up and we finished the game. It's not important who won. But what's important is, we got up and we finished the game, man. And, really wanted to know that it wasn't police brutality. But the ground is undefeated. I will tell you that, boy. You hit that, woo. Hey, look. Hey, look, it's still stuff outside of my yard in the shed. 'Cause before we went to play basketball, I took her over to the Rose Bar. Shout out to my man Sean Wood and my man Baye Perry over there at the Rose Bar, man. Good brothers. And so I took my daughter over there, met up with my God brother Marcus Vance, and we sat there and we talked, man, just laughed, had a good time. So I left some stuff out in the shed. My baby and I were cleaning up the shed. So go back, and I was thinking about, getting back to work with the stuff in the shed. But when I had to pull the generator out, I was like, man, there's too much stuff in here. Just go ahead and start, throwing some stuff away. That was the motivation. Before I put the generator back in. So working on that part. And then she was like, but Dad, you said we're going to play basketball. So now I'm like, okay, man, I ain't even got on basketball clothes. I got on Dickies and Brooks. I'm out here playing with it, man. But when I tell you I hit that, when I got off the concrete, finished the game, I came to the house and laid down about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I ain't wake up till 6 o'clock the next morning. I was laid out, boy. Woo, you talking about out? And man, I'm talking about that thing jerked my neck and that song, not Kai, but Ooey Jive, this one Kai stole from Ooey Jive. My neck, my back. Oh man, boy, yeah, that was pretty rough right there. It's been a long time since I've been face down on the ground. And that was a good one. But yeah, so that's what this is all about. All right, so we're gonna talk about poetry. Let me start it like this, player. What you know about this right here? Now let me tell you something. I don't know how you see it, if you can see it well, but let me show you this right here, player. This is a dream come true. Now you might have heard the phrase, "Teamwork makes the dream work." Right? Okay, so that is a dream come true. But I came up with this today. I'm putting it in. I'm making it. Putting it in a fixed medium right now. As I said, dreams make the team work. How about that? Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, but dreams makes the team work. Huh? Yeah. So I dreamed about this. Dreamed is both proper. Dreamt. Some people say dreamt, but I dreamed about. InTouch News, man, been around forever. Now I used to try to get in there for free. I ain't gonna lie, and I couldn't get in there. They were like, no, player, but to be on the cover, I know this the front cover, but it's still, look. Anybody in print will tell you it's 4 covers. One cover. This first cover. This is the second cover. This is the third cover right here. The inside of the last page. That is what you call the third cover. And then what? You on the fourth cover? Wow, coveted spot, man. And so now I had a dream, got a team on the back cover of In Touch News. The whole thing too, boy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, when I submitted the ad, I didn't really know what size is gonna be able to squeeze me in, and man, I messed around and picked up a paper, brought tears to my eyes. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love my In Touch News family, boy. That I ain't gonna lie. I was touched to see that thing like that on the. Oh man, so I feel like it's not a lot that I have not done in poetry and spoken word in Tampa Bay and even in the country. But like this right here it means as much. You know how many of these papers gonna be at the house? I'm going through collecting them, right? So it means as much as any trophy, any award, any amount of money I won on slams. That is a big accomplishment for me. So shout out to the dream. Shout out to the team. And yeah, we're going to talk about poetry, spoken word. That's what we got going this month. This month right here, October 2022, is really probably going to be the biggest month for spoken word in Tampa history. The show that's coming up on the event. I say show, but it's an event. It's not just a show. I mean, we're going to show out, but it's an event, right? And by the end, my face will be all healed up. My lips will be right, man. I couldn't talk worth a damn the other day. People like, I can't understand what you're saying on the phone. My daughter was like, you need to wear a mask. But yeah, I'm going to be healed up. I'm doing some new poems and all that stuff. But October is this month is going to be the biggest spoken word event Tampa Bay has ever seen. It's going to be the most spectacular spoken word event Tampa Bay's ever seen. And, I'm going to tell you a whole lot more about it when we get on the other side of the break, because we got a break coming up in a couple minutes. But I'm going to tell you this, though. When I left Tampa to go to law school, I had all but just put poetry behind me, right? And that was cool because it was a lot. There was a lot of stuff going on in Tampa. Shout out to my man Phil Scott, who took on Black Rhyme after I stepped away from Black Rhyme, and has done a good job at keeping Black Rhyme relevant, Black Tampa relevant in Tampa. But there were a lot of other things, going on as far as spoken word stuff, I guess, is concerned. And so it didn't seem like a big deal. It wasn't a big deal to me to kind of step away from the spoken word scene. I figured that all of these entities that were out there doing their thing would provide for Tampa what Tampa needed, and as far as spoken word is concerned. Then I got back, find out that there was a dearth, a lack, and a need, and we showed up in a mighty way. Sound like church people now, but this break is showing up in a mighty way too. So look, we're gonna take this break. We're gonna come back in just a few ticks of the clock, and we're gonna talk about this thing I got going on called Soul on Mics, man. And look forward to hearing from you. Call in if you want to talk about it too. It's 813-444-9588. It's the Life Malcolm Show.
Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecues? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Before we jump into poetry, were we ever able to get that picture of Ricky up? All right, it's up there. Let's throw it up there, man, because I want to do that before we I'm not gonna miss it again. All right, so it's gonna be over here. Oh, it's not gonna be back there. It's over. Okay, all right. So yeah, that's my man Ricky Williams. The last show where we appeared live, I believe I told you. I think it was the last show. No, it was the show before that. But I think it was the most recent show that we had live. I told you that my dear friend Ricky Williams from Call Ricky Ask Ricky. Y'all done heard the commercial right here on In Touch News, man. Died. But before he died, he and I had an opportunity to build a relationship that certainly was enriching for me and. Yeah, so I just wanted y'all to see the brother, and yeah, that's all. Just really, I wanted you to see me with the brother, because like this, that's something that means as much to me as being on the back cover of the In Touch News magazine. All right, poetry, right? So I come back home, and while I was gone, I was in Homestead, South Florida area. And yeah, that's what's up. Me and Ricky Williams. Oh, I got that cigar. Look, man, let me tell you something about that. I have a lot of pictures that I can post up. One day I might do that. I might just come through and just post up pictures of legends that we just call it the Legend Show, and not the, not for any reason other than just to show how fortunate I've been in the course of my time to be around legendary people, history makers, and I mean, like, I really, really appreciate it. And this gonna tie into the poetry thing. I'll tell you how. I ain't gonna even leave it as no mystery. The reason why, and I'm gonna go back to tell you what I heard when I was gone and what happened when I got back. But I'm gonna just say this on the front end of the game. The reason why I've been able to do spoken word and present spoken word events on a level higher than any other person or group or organization in the Tampa Bay area. I don't care who it is. Schools, performing arts centers, individuals. Nobody has had a longer run at producing spoken word events, and nobody has produced larger spoken word events than I have. That's just a fact. But it's not because I'm special. It's because I make sure that everybody who comes to my event knows that they are special. I do that. Anybody's ever been to any of my events? I mean, we're talking 300 people, 350 people, sometimes 500 people. Anybody who's ever been will tell you what I do. I make it my business to walk around and shake everybody's hand, depending on the relationship, hug everybody's neck. I do that because the people who support this spoken word thing that I've done since 2001 are special. Say that to say these legends, man, I don't have the opportunity to come across a Ricky Williams or some of these other people. I'm not even going to say no names. I'm just going to show you the pictures. When you see them, you'll be like, but it's not because I'm special. It's because they're special and I treat them like they're special. And I just be hanging out treating people like, just doing everything I can to make people feel good. And Soul on Mics is precisely that kind of experience. Like when you come, if you've never been to a Life Malcolm Presents event, man, you you got to come. I promise you, you come to the event. If you don't have one of the best times of your life, I give you money back. That's straight up how I feel about the events I produce. You come through, and not only that, right? Not only will you have a good time, but you are going to meet incredible people. I promise you, man. Like the last event, not the last event, but my most recent. I don't like saying the last because that sounds like the last, but it wasn't the last. But the event that I had most recently was in April at the Tampa Improv, and man, we didn't sell out. So I think sell out was like 330, so we had like 300, right? But that's that's not bad for my first time back, in my view. People showed up, came out tremendous, in tremendous numbers, but just the caliber of people who were there. We talk about doctors, lawyers, judges, and people who just everyday people, if you will. I mean, just all together kicking it, meeting each other, exchanging information, and just, laughs. Because Soul on Mics is not just spoken word. It's spoken word. It's soul music. It's comedy. But it's just good. And it's me on stage hosting. Like, I get to cuss. And when I can cuss, man, I got some jokes, boy. Like, they require cussing. You can't tell these jokes, unless you have that dump button. But we have a great time. So this time for Soul on Mics 2. Like last time, my first time out, I had my man Bertrand Boyd from, y'all might remember him from Queen and Slim. He the dude who turned the people in at the end. A lot of y'all, y'all remember him for that. But he's a dope poet. And my man Kevin Sandbloom. Then I had a couple of comedians come through. I had my man LC come through and rock. I had some local talent. One of my partners from Michigan flew in, did some poems, and my homegirl Miriam was gonna be on this show. Like she came, they came through and did their thing, and it was beautiful. And I just wanted to do it again and make it more beautifuler. And so this time I got my man Abyss Graham. Abyss Graham is, if you heard of the rapper Mos Def, from New York, up top dude, Mos Def and Talib Kweli, they used to have, what was that what was that group they had together? Black Star? Was it Black? No, not Black Street. That's the R&B group. But anyway, Mos Def and Talib Kweli used to be a group. But anyway, Mos Def now I think he calls himself Yasin Bey. That brother, my man Abyss Graham. Oh, I got this big old thing right here I can show you. Abyss Graham, that's him right here. Abyss Graham is like the Mos Def of the South. He hails from ATL. He's from ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm talking about he bringing the soul music, the R&B sound, the spoken word, the rap. He got all that covered. Then I got my man right here, Dichotomy, right there in the middle. My man Dichotomy. Now let me tell you about Dichotomy. Dichotomy has always been so super, man, just genuine. Man, really, all these cats have catapulted since we started. But Abyss was like, I remember going to Atlanta. Abyss and a dude named Cocktails were doing stuff at the Underground, and I would go and feature at their spots. And then sometimes they would come feature at my spot. But Abyss had already been rolling before I got started. But I remember when Dichotomy started, and I remember when my main man Moses West started. I remember, matter of fact, Dichotomy will tell you, and often has said, he got his start at Black on Black Rhyme at my show. I put him on, put him on flyers, made him features before he was ever featured. And now this dude right now is an international brand, like straight up. Just Google Dichotomy Poet or Dichotomy the Poet. I'm not exactly sure how I go, but you put that Dichotomy and Poet in there together, and you're going to find my man. And I mean, he's all over the place doing just crazy things, like, all over the world. He does a cruise. I think he does like a whole like spoken word. Get on the cruise thing, man, and not no day cruise either. It's like a weekend. And but my man Moses West, I remember when Mo started right there in Jacksonville the first time. I think we had this place called it was a bookstore, Nefertari's. I might be getting it confused with Black on Black Rhyme in Tallahassee, but oh man, it was something. I remember Tiffany and the little brother, man. Man, but I'm getting older, man. But it was a bookstore we used to go to and rock. And I remember when Mo used to come in there with his poems, just basic. Jacksonville, Duval. This man right here, Moses West, is the king of Duval. Trust me. And all you gotta do is Duval. All you gotta do, like he would say, out east. He from out east. And all you gotta do is just go to YouTube and search Moses West battle rap. And this dude got lyrics that will blow. I mean, he just got bars, man, will blow your mind. This dude crazy, man. I'm trying to think. He say so much fly stuff that I'm trying to think what I could say that don't require the dump button. That's not like everything he said that, but some things just be snapping like that, and that just sticks with me. Perhaps that says something about me. But oh man, one of his battles, he made people quit rapping. This dude named Beast Boy. Look, Google, search that on YouTube. Moses West versus Beast Boy. He said something like, I'm trying to think of that lyric. He said something about his rap. Something like, he say, but then he say, your rap sheet is like a record in Walmart. Your record is clean. Cause dude tried to be thugging and all that. He was like, yo, rap sheet is like a record in Walmart. Your record is clean. Cause Walmart don't sell nothing but clean. Yeah. He's like, your record, man. I'm talking about this dude. I mean, annihilated battle rappers. I can't think of. I can only think of maybe one battle that was close. But man, this dude. So we got him here, and of course, my man Ryan Robinson right here. In the bottom middle right there, is a hometown favorite, man, a stalwart in the comedy community here. So it's gonna be a good time. Got my man P-Funk DJing. P-Funk from Baltimore. So like when I used to do my poetry, I used to travel and stuff like that. One of the places I used to hit was B-More, and so P-Funk moved down here, and he was like, "Yo, I see you got something going. What's up? Can I rock?" I was like, "What? Of course." And so, I mean, like the musical background and like the stuff we're gonna do with that is gonna be amazing. And we got a couple special guests. I told you already. My homegirl Miriam is gonna be in the building singing. Y'all remember if you came to Solo Mics the first time, you will remember her. And then we got Miss Kelsey Martinez coming through. I mean, so yeah, it's gonna be dope. And of course, I didn't say it, but it's right at the top. My main man, JB, J Bizzle for Shizzle. Y'all might have seen him on the show when Wiley B and myself, along with JB, came through to talk about Black on Black Rhymes 20th anniversary. So that was last year. We got together right here on this show at In Touch News, Life Malcolm Show, to talk about Black on Black Rhymes 20th anniversary. And but my man JB and I putting this thing together, and whenever we on stage, it's magic without smoke and mirrors. So come on through and check that out. So all right, look, we're gonna take one more break, and then after that, just gonna chat some more, man. I might see if the mystery man got any questions for me. If not, just keep on talking, man. I'm glad to be back with you after Hurricane Ian. And, we'll see you on the other side of the break.
In Touch Radio, where you can listen to a cruising flow of smooth soul and jazz, today's R&B, a fun touch of hip-hop and gospel.
All my music on one station.
Giving you a buffet of music, news, and entertainment. We're In Touch Radio.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen of sundown 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, push your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
All right. Yeah. Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show, man. I tell you this, man. Like, I want to talk about poetry, but it's always hard. I'll tell you why. Because it's hard to talk about spoken word in Tampa without saying I. It's hard. It really is. And I know people don't really like to hear the I, because to some people who don't understand the importance of history and just keeping the record straight might think that the purpose of me saying I is to put a spotlight on me. But that really ain't it. The reason why I have to say I is because I did it. And if I'm going to tell you the truth about how it happened, then I got to sometimes say I don't know if that makes sense, but the reason why I'm getting to that point is because I was, like I said, so going back to now the beginning, I think like the beginning of the second half of the show, when I was like, I had gone off to law school. I figured that the spoken word people who were doing whatever they were doing here in Tampa, had it covered, no need for me. But people start hollering at me like, it ain't happening like it used to happen when you used to do it. I was like, what you mean? It's like, it ain't consistent. We don't know where to go. We don't know when it's happening. And it's something that's going on. And like when we go to that, it's not what we learn to love about the spoken word experiences you created, like actual poetry and some level of skill and what have you. And then another serious kind of criticism of the spoken word scene was nobody was bringing in people from out of town, like big features and creating these, larger than life types of experiences. And so I hit up my mans at the Improv and was like, I want to do it again. And you know what they told me? It was like, your show, my last show at the Improv 6 years ago, was one of the last times they rented the room. And after that, up until I made the request, they hadn't rented the room for over 6 years. But he said he'd do it for me. Because not because I'm special, but because he knows that I create special events. And I was, that's what's up. And so we did it. I hollered at my man JB. We brought in Cat from California, Kevin Sandbloom, my man Bertrand Boyd from all over. I don't know, ATL, Miami, whatever. Like he's probably somewhere shooting a TV show or a movie right now. And we brought him in along with some local talent, if you will. I don't even like the way it sounds, but it's important for me to stress the point that one of the things that's always been important to me was to not only bring in people from out of town to make sure that they made money from selling CDs or now whatever they selling, thumb drives or downloads or whatever. But back then it used to be like CDs and hell, books and whatnot, T-shirts, whatever. It was not only it was like they shouldn't be the only ones to make money, but people who in the city who were worthy, who put in the work, whose talent merited such. Deserve to get, make money and perhaps build their brand up to the point where they can go travel to other places and, like the people I brought in. So what I did was some months, so I used to have the show every week. Then I started doing the show once a month as it became more feasible as it became unfeasible to have the show every week. I started doing it once a month. But what I would do is have a feature from out of town, come in, feature, but I would also have a spotlight poet. And so that spotlight poet was always a local, or maybe sometimes a singer too, but a spotlight guest was always somebody from here who I married with this feature that people would want to come see. So this person would get like maximum exposure, if you will. And so Soul on Mics is, do that in the same spirit. Bringing people to Tampa, some people who Tampa loves, and others who like out of towners, and others who Tampa might not really know. Like most of Tampa might not know my man Abyss these days because it's been about 20 years since Abyss been here. Almost probably because I think about 2004 was probably the last time Brother Man came through because he just kind of skyrocketed in. But like he's just still humble. Oh, that's the thing I was gonna say, man. Like these people that I've been able to connect with, like it's no way I would be able to pull the show together if these people didn't show love for the history that we have, because they're worth way more than I could ever afford to pay. But like they still, man, you don't know what they charge me, but I'm gonna just tell you, like they still charging me the same thing they charged me before they became big name brands. Same thing, but I'm paying them more than that. But when we had to sleep on couches and in cars and in bus stops and all that stuff before we could be like, yo, send me the travel money, put me up in the hotel. Like, we weren't doing that. Like, yo, if you get here, we're going to give you this amount of money. I promise you there's going to be people there. You're going to sell some CDs. Now, I got a couch you can stay on, man. People used to stay at my house. All the poets that used to come to Tampa for features used to stay at my house, like for almost 10 years. Like straight up. I used to send my children to my mama house so the poets could stay at my house. For real. But now, man, I got to put them in the rooms. Suites, something like that, right? So, but they still charge me the same basic fee though. Just on the love, because they remember what it's like, they know what it is, man. And like that is the kind of thing that makes Soul on Mics a special event, a premier event. Because these people come through. Number one, they know their money good. So I don't know if you know what it's like to perform when you don't know if your money. Boy, let me tell you that right here. It's always better to perform when you got your money in your pocket. Like, man, one of the things I used to do, man, mystery man behind the board, when they show up, like some people require a deposit, but most people don't even ask for that. But one of the things that I used to do is make sure that when they got off the plane, number one, I'm picking you up from the airport. I'm going to take you out to eat. You know, we're going to do that. I'm going to get you comfortable, your room, whatever, and I'm going to put your money in your hand before you step on the stage. I don't want you stepping on this stage worried about your money, because I know what that's like. I done been to the venue, done showed up. You know, they send them telling me, oh, yeah, man, we're going to have 100 people there. And I get there, it's 20 people there. I'm worried about my money now. You know, I ain't got to pay. You counting on these tickets to pay me? Oh, snap. Like, you know, my performance a little different when I got my money in my hand. So I do that all the time. Like, you know, so these people, before they hit the stage, they already paid before they say a word, right? But that's just a different. You could tell the difference. Man, like brother, all y'all, not just the mystery man, but all y'all. Man, look, when you experience an event that, like I said a bit ago, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, right? But it's the dream that makes the team work. So, man, when I tell you that I put these events together, like I see them, I dream them for you because you're special. Like, and I mean that. Like, everything I do is for you. So that when you walk away from that experience, you like, yo, that was dope. Like that was dope. Like I wanted to touch your soul. If you come to Soul on Mics and you ain't moved, then you ain't got no soul, and I can't do nothing about that. But if you, I promise you, you're gonna be moved. Probably moved to tears, moved to happiness. I was gonna say self-esteem, but like Cat Williams say, it's esteem of your MNF and self. But I was gonna say your esteem is your view of yourself gonna change. I promise you that. These brothers and sisters are gonna make your life different. And we ain't even taking up no collection. We ain't gotta join or nothing like that. All you gotta do is come through there, sit down, and let us set your soul on fire.
Can you tell us when and where? Yeah,
absolutely. The show is October. Let me see. This paper right here will show you. I mean, I love this thing right here. Wow, I might get a T-shirt look like this. But yeah, October 20th, Thursday, October 20th at the Tampa Improv. Doors open at 6:30. Showtime starts at 8. And look, I'm not gonna keep you too long. You know, like I told you, y'all know I got that Baptist background. I'm not gonna keep you. I'm not gonna hold you too long. But yeah, you can expect 120 minutes of incredible, exquisite entertainment. Thursday, October 20th, Tampa Improv. Doors open at 6:30. Get there, mix mingle, and then get ready, you know, to just be blown away by the these incredible spoken word artists, singers, comedians, and me, man. I got jokes. I'm writing jokes. I'm writing jokes. And I'm writing poems too. I'm going to do a new poem too. So, yeah, y'all come through, man. It's going to be a good time. I appreciate y'all allowing me to share. Like, man, it's always weird when I miss a week or two because there just be a lot of stuff happening. I just want to get stuff and just tell y'all stuff. So I hope that you don't mind me just talking to you like we friends, because we are. Like you special, because you are. All right, then. We'll talk next week, hopefully. And until then, be good to yourself, right? We continue.